Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli, and in today's House of Mouse headlines, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the rumors swirling around the Disney universe. I decided to do this because, full disclosure, I'm currently on vacation. I didn't want to not have an episode for you today because I take my commitment of having an episode for you every Sunday and Wednesday very seriously. Therefore, today's House of Mouse headlines will be slightly different with not-so-current news, but instead recent rumors and more so that I could record it before heading on vacation. I'll be sure to catch up on the latest official news next Sunday, but as far as the rumors are concerned, let's get to it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
As you may or may not know, Disney owns a private island in the Bahamas called Castaway Cay, where many of their cruises stop for a fun and relaxing day on the beach. By 2023, Disney has announced that they will be expanding their cruise line from the current 4 ships to 7. Due to this fact, there is a rumor swirling that Disney may be acquiring another island to keep up with the demand. Currently, Castaway Cay is only able to accommodate 1 ship per day, so obviously with more ships, they'll need more islands in order to make a day at a beach a regular stop for more of the cruises. It is rumored that instead of purchasing an entire island, Disney is looking to purchase a peninsula called Lighthouse Point on the island of Eleuthera, which is not very far from Castaway Cay. Lighthouse Point is approximately 25% smaller than Castaway Cay, but considering how little of Castaway Cay's land is actually developed, the size of Lighthouse Point would not be a problem considering Disney would be using it in a similar fashion. It does make me wonder though, if Castaway Cay is so underdeveloped, why don't they build a space on the other side of that island where they could dock another ship? There must be a good reason, but I'm not sure what that reason could be. For years now, the former Disney water park River Country has been left to be taken over by nature. The latest rumors are that the remains of the water park will be bulldozed and turned into the location of a new hotel. This would give Walt Disney World another hotel very close to Magic Kingdom. WATG is supposedly the lead designer on the project. In the past, WATG created the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas, which is personally one of my favorite Vegas hotels. They also worked on the Grand Floridian Resort in Walt Disney World, so obviously they know how to create a gorgeous and classy hotel experience. The hotel is expected to have Disney Vacation Club rooms along with standard hotel rooms. This project is still years off, but it's nice to hear that something will be done with the currently unused land, even though I do enjoy peeking through the fences of Fort Wilderness to see the defunct River Country. As previously reported, Epcot's France Pavilion is getting a new attraction with the Ratatouille trackless ride being brought over from Disneyland Paris. But rumor has it that that's not the only new addition to the France Pavilion. Supposedly, near the new attraction, we'll be getting a make-your-own crepe, or crepe depending on where you're from, station. Supposedly, the new area that this would be housed in is scheduled to open toward the end of 2018, a good length of time before the Ratatouille ride will open. This new Parisian street that will lead to the opening of the new attraction will actually lead you to a dead end around the back of the current France Pavilion in World Showcase. At the end of last year, Cirque du Soleil's La Nuba, which played for many years at Disney Springs, closed. It has been announced that a Cirque du Soleil Disney animation-inspired show will be opening in that space in the future. Rumor has it, though, that we may not need to wait that long for a new Cirque show at Disney Springs. Supposedly, Cirque du Soleil's Illusia will perform at Disney Springs in the spring of 2019. The production is one of Cirque's traveling shows that would most likely stay performing at Disney Springs for several months until the unique Disney Cirque show opens in the former La Nuba space. It'll be nice to have a live entertainment show available at Disney Springs once again, even if it's not the show that we're all waiting for. A new patent shows a blaster-style gun from the Star Wars universe being created for firing in the daylight. Most likely, this is something that would be used in Galaxy's Edge if it were to come to fruition. We know that the plan is to have unscheduled happenings in the Street of Black Spire outpost, so perhaps these blasters could be used in those character interactions. Or maybe it's more for something like a meet and greet or stage show. Or maybe it'll even be used for an attraction in the land. Nothing is really known at this point, but it's exciting to see new technologies continuing to be developed for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Another new patent that Disney has filed features the ability to make a surface go from opaque, meaning not being able to see through it, to invisible or clear like a window. At first, this doesn't sound like anything super new. The thing that makes this patent unique is that supposedly this effect can take place in daylight. Previously, an effect like this would require controlled lighting in order to produce the desired results. If this technology could be used in daylight, that means that we could see the tech being used outdoors in the parks and not just inside attractions. The possibilities are endless when it comes to using this new tech. And yet there's another patent that Disney has filed, this one they call the Interactive Multiplane Display System with Transparent Transmissive Layers. So basically, a screen that simulates depth that guests can interact with. Back in Walt's day, UB iWorks developed the multiplane camera to give Walt's animated films the feeling of depth. It sounds like the same thing is being done now, for guests to experience that same sense of depth in a real-life situation where we wouldn't normally see depth. Perhaps this could be used when we artificially travel to space in a new Epcot restaurant, or maybe even in a theme park hotel in a certain galaxy far, far away. Now I want to take a moment to talk about Solo: A Star Wars Story. Back on episode 537 of Disney Coast to Coast, I shared my thoughts on the movie, so that's not what this is about. What I want to talk about today is the fact that Solo is considered a failure at the box office. One theory is that Disney didn't market this film correctly. There are theories out there that we didn't see the main character of the film enough in the trailers, as well as the fact that they didn't begin to market the movie nearly as early as they did for other Star Wars films. I find this to be very interesting. You'd think that with a name like Star Wars, you wouldn't really need to spend tons of money or spend as much time advertising, but I think that this is a really interesting thing that happened. I honestly believe that as long as it's Star Wars, the mega audiences would show up. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucasfilm felt the same way. It's refreshing to know that it's not that simple, that strategies still need to be put in place to sell a Star Wars movie. The movie still needs to be good and marketed properly, or people just won't show up. Sure, the movie was a disappointment at the box office, but overall, I think that this is actually a good thing. It only means that Disney and Lucasfilm will work harder the next time around. This proves that just slapping the Star Wars name on a movie, TV show, theme park attraction, or anything else you can think of doesn't mean it will automatically be successful. Unless it's a limited edition Disney Parks popcorn bucket. Those things sell no matter what. And now for a Disney lawsuit. Children's book author Carla Jo Masterson is suing Disney Pixar because she claims that Inside Out is a stolen idea based on two of her children's books. The books are titled What's on the Other Side of the Rainbow and The Secret of the Golden Mirror. These two books depict the childhood emotions of joy, fear, sad, anger, laughter, friendship, love, and shy. Masterson says that her book, What's on the Other Side of the Rainbow, was given away as part of an Emmy Awards gift bag, which obviously people at the Walt Disney Company would have received. This book was also featured in the Academy Awards gift bag before Inside Out was released. She claims that Inside Out characters are substantially similar to her copyrighted works. But she's not only going after the films, she's also going after the merchandise, books, and video games associated with the films. Masterson is suing for copyright infringement. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out. For years, I've always said that Toy Story was a stolen idea from Jim Henson's The Christmas Toy. I dare you to watch The Christmas Toy and not catch major similarities between that and Toy Story. Speaking of Toy Story, rumor has it that Toy Story 4 was pushed to 2019 because most of the script was thrown away. The movie's currently set to be released on June 21st of 2019, but was originally scheduled to be released in the summer of 2018. Personally, I wish that this project would just go away. I have full faith that the folks at Pixar will make a great movie, but it feels a bit unnecessary. The film trilogy was tied up so perfectly at the end of Toy Story 3. I can't imagine it getting any better. On top of that, whether it's right or wrong, I think that many people look at Toy Story as John Lasseter's baby. Originally, he was even supposed to direct this fourth film. With Lasseter gone, a story in trouble, and really no need to make another one, I say let's just let it go the way of Gigantic. I do love seeing the Toy Story characters kept alive in the shorts, though. And before we get going, folks, I do want to remind you that there is so much to do in the Disney Coast to Coast community. Make sure you're following us over on Instagram, DIZNEYCTC, and become part of the Daily Disney Decision every single day on Instagram Live. It's a lot of fun to play. I hope you decide to join me sometime soon. Also, if you want to become a supporter of Disney Coast to Coast and get some rewards, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/DCTC. We have things there like live stream Q&As and movie audio commentaries, so check that out. Also, our music playlist comes out every single month, so make sure you sign up for that over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Just click on playlist there. All of our social media can be found at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And of course, leave those 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes. It helps other folks find the show more easily. This episode of Disney Coast to Coast was produced by Philip Elke, who has supported the show through Patreon. If you'd like to become a DCTC producer or gain other rewards, more information can be found at patreon.com/DCTC. But for now, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePaoli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com.